Good evening, and thank you for taking the time to attend this presentation on an incredible ministry called Safe Families for Children. I pray that you might be called to partner with us in some way. There is a great need in the community for volunteers, donations, and prayer. Safe Families is very excited to announce the start of a new chapter in your county. The mission of this organization is to keep children safe and families intact. We believe that the church has the ability and the responsibility to serve as a support system to families with children at risk of abuse and neglect. Parents in crisis facing poverty, illness, domestic violence, addiction, or incarceration, and without loved ones to reach out to, have their children placed into foster care. The child welfare systems throughout the country are overwhelmed with cases. Many parents struggle to cope in this situation, and the repercussions for the children is often damaging. Safe Families provides another option through their host families, family friends, and family coaches. According to the information available on Florida's Department of Children and Families website, over 14,000 children entered into foster care in the state in 2019. Half of them will never be reunited with their parents. 85% of those children were placed for reasons other than abuse. Other reasons include insufficient nutrition, inadequate shelter, and incarceration or drug abuse of the parents. Homeless children account for 34 times more foster children than non-homeless children, according to the Institute for Children, Poverty, and Homelessness. Meanwhile, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Administration states that a dramatic increase in family homelessness has occurred over the last 30 years. The number of homeless children increased by 8% to 2.5 million in just 1 year between 2012 and 2013. A major factor behind this increase is the lack of familial connection. Based on statistics provided by Foster Focus, approximately 20,000 children in the country age out of foster care with no meaningful familial support. Up to 50% of those youths are homeless within 18 months, while also at a higher risk of early parenthood, incarceration, addiction, and mental health issues. In fact, 50% of all homeless Americans were foster children at some point. The number of foster children in the country grows each year, including in Florida. As you can see from the data, the cycle of despair can repeat through generations. The goal of Safe Families for Children is to interrupt that cycle by providing community connection. Government bodies have struggled to respond to the growing numbers of families in crisis. Safe Families for Children connects the church where it may be better suited to make a difference. Since 2003, Safe Families has facilitated 50,000 hosting arrangements. Evidence-based evaluations have been conducted that prove the effectiveness of the ministry. Studies found that 78% of Safe Families children avoided foster care, compared to 47% of children receiving Child Protective Services as usual. 89% of Safe Families children were still with their parents 1 year after the end of their hosting arrangement, compared to 65% of children receiving Child Protective Services as usual. Detailed reports of these studies may be found at safe-families.org, along with personal testimonies from families who received support. Safe Families partners with local churches to create a circle of support for families in need. Volunteers take on a role in this circle that is most suitable for their ability to assist a family. Host families are volunteers who are screened and trained by Safe Families to bring children into their home for no longer than 6 months. Parents who are unable to provide necessary care for their children can voluntarily place them with the host family while they work to gain stability. Half of our hosting arrangements last less than 3 days, and 82% last less than 1 month. Unlike foster homes, host families share responsibility for the children with the parents, and parents may end the arrangement at any time. There is no compensation or any expectation of adoption for the host family. Another important part of the circle of support is the family coach. The family coach is a volunteer that facilitates the relationship between the host family and the placing family. The family coach plays a supportive role for the host family, visiting regularly and helping them to understand the needs of the children and their parents. The family coach also helps the parents to learn problem solving and coping skills. The family coach also connects them to other available resources that will increase their ability to safely care for their children upon reunification. Lastly, a family friend is a volunteer who partners with parents or host families to provide mentorship, transportation, or childcare. Outside of the official circle of support, other church members may assist in the ministry through providing tangible items for host families, such as beds, clothes, or car seats. Other church members may offer unique resources for specific situations, such as legal aid or handyman services. Informal volunteering is an important role within this ministry. Prayer for the circle of support and for the placing families is also needed. Even if you do not belong to a Safe Families Church, you may still volunteer with the local chapter and become involved with another circle of support. Additionally, all work is strictly voluntary. Volunteers receive all necessary training to assist with families, but are under no obligation to accept any assignment. Volunteers set their own parameters on availability and duration of involvement. Please visit our easy-to-use website, safe-families.org, for a complete overview of this information or to fill out an application. Right now, our community needs the love and service of Christians to protect families from isolation and destruction. Jesus has called us to be the light in the world, shining before others to bring glory to God. It is my sincere hope that you will find it in your heart to bring this ministry opportunity to your church or to volunteer individually. Please pray for our volunteers and families as they work to break damaging patterns and build lasting bonds with one another. Thank you, and God bless you.